I have been looking forward to this flight ever since I booked it. We'll be flying with Singapore Airlines in their world-renowned business class. Singapore Airlines is regarded as one of the best, and we'll taste our way through the trip to experience and enjoy what the best has to offer. Whether in the lounge or on board, you're guaranteed not to leave hungry or thirsty. Grab a Singapore sling and let's head off to Singapore. Good evening and welcome back to another video. Well, it's been a couple hours since I landed in Seoul from the last video, which we flew with Asiana. Shortly, we're going to continue and complete the itinerary of flying down to Singapore with Singapore Airlines. We'll be flying on one of their A350s in business class. And I last flew with Singapore Airlines last year. We flew with them from Sydney and then onwards to Tokyo in economy. So I'm really excited to have the opportunity to enjoy their business class product. I've seen and read many great things about it, and I'm looking forward to having a nice overnight flight. The flight is set to depart at, what time? 11:50, almost midnight. So come along as we go from A to B and let's enjoy an overnight flight down to Southeast Asia. Singapore Airlines check-in is located in the D area of Terminal 1. I already was checked in back in Tokyo, so I was all good in this regard. With a 5-hour layover from a Asiana flight, it was enough time to enter the country and walk around for a bit, rather than staying in the international terminal. Even managed to snag some tteokbokki Pringles and lime Pepsi. Not bad. Incheon is a great airport to fly out of and spoken highly about it in past videos, but I often fly here during the day, so tonight gave me a chance to see the airport in the PM. The illuminations at night are spectacular, and the camera simply doesn't do it justice. Alright, so I made it through the passport control and the security, and I've been pretty lucky today, both here and in Tokyo. Both have been reasonably quick, which is nice. Anyways, Singapore Airlines does have a lounge in Incheon, so we're going to head up here. It's on the 4th floor, near one of the ends of the terminal, so let's go ahead and do that. And I think we have 2 hours until we start to board, so we have a little bit of time to relax and enjoy ourselves for a little bit. The SilverKris Lounge is not too large, but very comfortable with a variety of seating surrounding the center bar counter. The soft lighting also provides a very relaxing ambiance. The buffet has a cold menu consisting of fruits, smoked salmon, my favorite, cold cuts, salads, cheese and breads, and so forth. And the hot menu has a selection of chicken and beef dishes. The beef rendang was my favorite. Nice bright flavors with a salt spice profile, but not overly spicy. There's also a noodle bowl and cup noodles which can't be requested. With 2 hours here, I was able to relax, enjoy the delicious foods, charge up the batteries, and reset for the next flight. The lounge also has these rather expensive LED looking beauty masks. More of a helmet, I guess. I thought it was some type of Halo helmet at first glance. Guess no Spartans here. Now, beauty masks aren't my bag, baby, but an airport shower definitely is, and since I ran out of time in Narita earlier this afternoon, I took full advantage of the showers here, and there was no queue. These showers are definitely welcomed when it's hot and humid outside and when you've been traveling for the past 12 hours. Much better. Now let's head to the gate. Tonight we're departing from Gate 2 to the Exponent 5, and here's our A350 getting ready for its return flight to Singapore. By the time I got to the gate, boarding had yet to start, but things got moving shortly after. Tonight we'll be in seat 15K. Upon boarding there was a pillow and bedding on the seat. And I'll show you the cabin features now, since the lights will be turned off for the duration of the flight. The cabin is laid out in a 1-2-1 seating configuration across 2 cabins. There's a small 3-row business class cabin beyond those curtains. Rows 12, 15, 17, and 20 provide the window seat closer to the window, while rows 11, 14, 16, 18, 19, and 21 provides the window seat closer to the aisle, but the center seats are together, which may be more desired should you be traveling in pairs. The cabin is designed nicely, looks fresh and clean, with soft colors, LED mood lighting contrasted with the darker pods. The seat is no doubt very comfortable, and the textured padding around the seat adds to the design of the pod, but more importantly, it dampens the sound. The headrest is also quite plush and adjustable. Beside the seat, you'll have a little ledge, which has an eye mask, socks, and slippers. There's also a hook. I used it for my headphones. And there's a little cubby with all the power necessities, a water bottle, and the provided headphones. To the left of that is a little mirror which pulls out. Under the ledge, you'll find the remote and a black strip which illuminates and provides the seat controls. We'll take a closer look at the IFE system once we're up in the air. The front part of the pod has a coat hook, and below that is a literature pocket which contains the Wi-Fi connection guide, safety card, and Kris Shop duty-free catalog. In the front is the impressive 15.4-inch monitor. Below that, the table is tucked away, and then there's the ottoman and a little storage space under that. Throughout the pod, there is soft lighting and reading lights built into the padded area. And above you have the regular lights, which I found were best when enjoying a meal or doing anything more than light reading. Overall, this is an excellent hard product, really thought out well. The warm, soft colors and fabrics create a very homey environment. There's excellent lighting options which are not overly bearing on these night flights. And the seat and IFE controls are all within reach with an intuitive placement in the pod. Just before we get going, the menu was provided, a warm oshibori was handed out, and a welcome drink was offered. Cheers. And along with the welcome drink, I also welcome new viewers to the channel and invite you to subscribe for continued aviation and travel related content. Singapore Airlines has 57 A350-900 aircraft in their fleet, in either a medium haul or long haul configuration. Ours is the former, and surprisingly the plane lacks a premium economy, consisting of 303 seats in a 2-class configuration. And there's 9 lavatories on board. Singapore Airlines operates special A350s configured for ultra long haul for its Singapore-New York line, the longest flight in the world. Tonight's flight would take us south, flying down near the east coast of Taiwan before heading southwest across the South China Sea towards Singapore. The night's meal service started soon after takeoff. On the sleeper service, you have the option of having the meal soon after takeoff or 2 hours prior to landing. It looks like there's 5 meal options, with the first 3 geared towards dinner and the last 2 are more of a breakfast composition. The menu, drinks, snacks, and all is 14 pages, so I'll leave it at the end of the video in detail for the inquiring minds. One thing that caught my eye during editing is a lack of an appetizer. On the outbound flight to Seoul, chicken sautés are offered, but unfortunately, they are not on this flight. Turning to the bar menu, I debated between the Singapore Sling and the SilverKris Sling. The CA came to the rescue here and mentioned the latter is sweeter. Mind made up, I went with the Singapore Sling. The drink came with some nuts, and the Singapore Sling, not too shabaqua. Nice fresh flavors, good balance of sweet and bitter, could definitely get used to these. In the meantime, waiting for my meal, I pulled out the table, Even with the support on the right side, the table was very sturdy for the southpaw. The table folds in half and provides ample space to leave the seat when needed. I ended up going with the seafood noodle. The CA mentioned that this is not a terribly heavy dish, and I wasn't too hungry after pillaging the spread in the lounge. The meal came with fresh fruit, and I got a croissant from the bread basket. Presentation looks okay, doesn't it? Noodles appear a bit clunky, but the nice bright colors of the carrots and bok choy indicates they're not overcooked. The scallops, they were cooked perfectly, and my favorite part of the dish. The sauce had a nice flavor, spicy, but not overpowering the seafood. With the meal service all wrapped up, it was time to get ready for bed. Singapore Airlines doesn't have pajamas in business class, so this is a BYOPJ situation. The lavatory is stocked with some amenities, and I'm partial to the hand lotion simply because it's very dry on the plane and a good reminder to drink plenty of fluids on these longer flights. Even though no amenity kit is given out, given what's on the seat and what you can get in the drawer here, it pretty much covers everything you'd find in a kit anyway. Back at 15K, I reclined the seat, then added the bedding. There's a good amount of shoulder and head space at the top, and plenty of space on the other side, suitable for any sleeping preference. And with that, I bid you good night, and I turned in for the evening. I slept very well for most of the flight and woke up at 5:30 Seoul time, about 40 minutes prior to landing. If you are unable to sleep on planes, the IFE will keep you company. It has one of the most extensive libraries you can get on a plane, with content from all over the world. The screen is touch sensitive, but you'll probably be better off using the remote to navigate the menu. The noise-canceling headphones worked well, and they had these earpad covers to use over the headphones. And business class passengers are provided with complimentary Wi-Fi. It was easy to connect to and worked well, though I only really used it for social media and a few messages here and there. But it was nice to have, as many business class products don't offer Wi-Fi for free. And with that, it's time to conclude the trip. I had a very memorable time with Singapore Airlines. It's easy to see why they are highly regarded in the industry. The attention to detail in all aspects of the experience has been well tended to. The staff also do an amazing job. Everything from menu recommendations to offering to hang up my shirt, to simple warm greetings and gestures, and a quick chat here or there. A big thank you to them. My only disappointment was not having the chicken sautés as the appetizer on this overnight flight, but I guess that means I have to fly with them again on an afternoon itinerary. Nonetheless, I enjoyed the lounge, drinks, and food, and even managed a couple hours sleeps, and I got to visit Singapore once again, and that's a win in my books. I checked out a sample itinerary, and it looks like you can experience this for a very reasonable fare. A round trip from Seoul was about 1.8 million won, or about $1,800. This was my final flight on my reward ticket from Tokyo to Singapore via Seoul, which came out to 45,000 Aeroplan points and a few bucks for the taxes and fees. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about Singapore Airlines sleeper service. I got 24 hours to rest up, and then we're at it again.